Every Wednesday, we turn to our TV and movie guru for the hottest recommendations. Please welcome, live and direct from somewhere I don't know, it's Pat!
Hello.
I gave you such a lovely intro, like, hello. How you doing, Patrick? How you doing? You over in Hollywood again?
Yeah, I mean, they're getting used to me now. They traded me last week. Tom Cruise gave me his chair.
Wow.
But now I've got Tom Hanks's, and I'm fairly certain Tom Hanks is scraping the barrel with this one. But yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right.
All right, good to hear, mate. Good to hear. So what have you got for us today?
Okay, so following the trends
Yes.
of last week, so The Quiet Place Part 2 came out.
Yes.
My first choice is The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. Now,
okay.
with The Conjuring, it's a great series, and James Wan behind most of it. And there are many films in this universe, and it's doing unbelievably well. And obviously, this is a Blumhouse film again, I think. So Blumhouse is doing amazing jobs when it comes to horror. So this film is like a third entry in the trilogy of films. So there's the first one and the second one, and the tons of spin-offs that there are. And I thought The Conjuring would be a good choice because it gets you back in the mood, to get you scared in the cinema. So if you weren't scared at The Quiet Place Part 2, this will definitely get you a little bit more scared. So this couple are actually a real life couple, and their paranormal activities and behaviours have actually been recorded in real life, and they actually go around doing these things. And some of the films are based on some of those investigations that they've been on.
Wow, okay.
Which I don't think many people actually know. They just assume it's a story, but this is actually real life. I'm doing in quotation marks.
Oh, that's terrifying.
So it's a question it's down to a question of whether you believe it or not. So, but yes, The Conjuring offers you what your bog standard horror film probably would be, but it's consistent, and it's going to be good. So I mean, The Conjuring's got a big fan base, and I'm sure it would be a solid entry, because usually the third films in the trilogy usually end either very well or very bad. Though I've got a funny feeling there are plenty more stories to tell from the Conjuring world. So best look forward to all those ones. This isn't for everyone, I don't think. So again, horror is very dependent on what sort of horror you like. I'm not the biggest fan of this type of horror, but if it was shot in like a found footage type way, then I would be swaying. But if you want to get a little bit spookums and go back into the cinema, I would recommend The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It.
Okay, it looks very interesting, actually. I see what you mean. Classic horror film actions there, got the creepy bent back coming up right, sort of in an unnatural way. Shock horror sort of moments like that. But it's got some cool effects in it as well, I must say. It looks very good.
Horror films have to definitely offer something different to compete with other things, and I think that if it's a consistently good series, then I think you can sort of get away with that sort of thing. So The Conjuring, Devil Made Me Do It, go to cinema, see it, get proper scared, bring back the whole cinema vibe.
Excellent. I don't suppose there's a link between any of these today.
No links, no themes.
No, fair enough.
It was just it's time to get pumping on the stuff to come out on cinemas and things like that.
Cool. Next up.
So my next one, I love this film because I don't think many people remember it or realise what this film is and who is in it.
Right.
So Speed, the Keanu Reeves film, action film. Basically, he has to stop a bus from going over 50 miles per hour. If he doesn't stop it, the bus blows up.
Oh, I remember this one. I have actually watched this. Yeah,
this is
film.
A classic Keanu Reeves and a classic action film as well. And I think you don't get films like this anymore. And if they were to do it, it would probably be tons of stuff that's not even related, and they make it really complicated. This is just a very simple. He's a bomb disposal guy. He gets put in this position, and he's got to survive it and deal with the bad guy. It's got Sandra Bullock at her prime, Keanu Reeves, and Dennis Hopper, who is a legendary actor, quite similar to Jack Nicholson, I think, because he is a very dynamic and very crazy actor given the roles that he's played, and he enjoys hamming it up. Also, Jeff Daniels is in this film in a little small role. So this is a standout action film if you want to go back to the way action films were. You're not watching it for Keanu Reeves acting, let's be honest. You're just watching it because I think Keanu's legacy has gone beyond any of his films. Like, even if you think he's a bad actor, he's got something. He's got charisma in some sort of way. I don't know how. He's an immortal man. If you've ever seen pictures from like years and centuries ago, he's immortal. There's evidence to suggest that.
Right.
But I mean, Speed offers you tense action, over the top stuff, and it's just great. And I don't think it gets enough praise. Like it's really up there in terms of like a Keanu Reeves hit, because you've got Point Break, you got this, you got John Wick, you got The Matrix. If anything, Keanu Reeves is a solid action actor, and again, I do not want anyone to remake this film. I bet they probably will in years to come, or put it in a TV series, because it doesn't need to. This stands on its own. It's great. I guarantee you, if it was on ITV2, other channels are available, unless you ain't got BritBox, but this would probably be on like ITV2, along with Speed 2. Don't watch Speed 2 because it's Jason Patric and nobody knows A, who he is, and B, that film is terrible, the CGI is terrible, and Willem Dafoe, he's all right, he steals the film in that. But yes, Speed, the first one, Sandra Bullock, Keanu Reeves, classic action film, you can't go wrong. Speed.
Fair dues, very good. I'm surprised you didn't have the Monster Hunter film in the movie recommendations for going back to the cinema, seeing as it's releasing over here on June the 14th, apparently.
Is that the Mila Djokovic film by any chance?
I believe so. I think so.
I mean, I kind of know what I'm getting from that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't excite me.
No,
but I'm sure it's one of those films that is a Mila Djokovic film that always follows the source material, right? Right? All you Resident Evil fans out there are going, yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I already know a few spoilers of the film, and while there is not exactly the greatest amount of plot in Monster Hunter, it really does still say, we can still change that.
It's like, I get it that you want to make a film based on the game, but you have to be accurate to the game. If you're making something that's completely random and there's no characters that represent anything from the game, then you're not making a film based on the game. You're making something completely different, and the fans are going to go crazy in a bad way, and then someone else will make an indie version on YouTube, and then they'll be like, oh, get him to do that, or her to do that, and it's just, oh.
Yeah. TV, though, what have you got for us?
Yes. So, TV, my first choice, I came across this years ago, and I thought it was a very interesting concept, and that's Catfish.
Oh,
so Catfish has gone on for 8 or 9 seasons.
Yeah.
And the reason why I find this interesting is just how... I'm trying to think of a polite word for stupid. It's just... if you're in a relationship with someone and you haven't spoken to them in front of their face or called them via a screen or anything like that, like the things that you would automatically think of, I don't understand the thought process of these people, and I just find it fascinating for when they reveal the people that they've been catfished. If you don't know what catfishing is, it's basically you're pretending to be someone else and was having a relationship with someone. Yeah. And it's just fascinating watching. I don't know if you'd call it car crash television, or it is sad at times because you generally want to hope that there's love, real love between these people. And there are some occasions when, yes, it is, and it does. But there are some episodes where it's just horrible people. And I suppose in our current generation of, all our using our technologies and social medias, this is the thing that you need to watch out for, because I'm sure there's stuff like this that happens pretty much every day. And I think if it sounds too good to be true, the chances are it is.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
so, again, this program, you could sort of moan and go, oh, it's catfish, oh, it's rubbish. But I think this program actually offers different, it offers you can take it seriously based on the material of, you know, someone could be pretending to be someone if you're sending them money and stuff like that. It makes you really aware. Sometimes it's funny when you see when the person is revealed and their reaction. So yeah, I know it's probably not for everyone. It's an MTV program, so take that as you will. But Catfish, I think, offers a very interesting take on life that maybe some people are that don't see. And I think that Catfish can actually teach you a real life lesson in terms of actually think before you engage in anything with other people, and actually know that you're talking to that person. So it's almost, you know, people can scoff at Catfish, but it teaches you a really valid lesson. And as generations go on, they will need to learn that lesson as well. So that's why I picked Catfish.
Fair enough. Very good reasoning there, mate. What's the next one you got for TV?
So this next one, I love Billy Bob Thornton. I think he is a very charismatic actor. I think he doesn't get cast in enough films or television. So Goliath, he's basically, ironically, he is a ex-lawyer who was one of the best in the business. And then he just decided to get drunk and just starts drinking and living the life of, you know, sort of like away from everybody else. And then he's drawn back in to become a lawyer again to defend certain clients. And it's a really interesting in-depth story as to, because I know what you think lawyers sound really boring, but it's not, because Billy Bob is leading it and he's very charismatic and you really want to root for him. So there's lots of interesting characters, how they intertwine with each other, and is brilliantly acted, is very well written. There is a second season, though I would strongly recommend watch the first one because it's got William Hurt as sort of like the villain of the piece. So this program offers, there is comedy, there is a serious drama aspect to it, but it's very well written, very well shot, and Billy Bob Thornton is incredibly charismatic in this role. And even the side characters are very good as well, particularly the lady that helps him. And Goliath, I think, offers you something a little bit different because I think Billy Bob Thornton is such a diverse actor. I mean, having seen him in Fargo, he was great in Fargo as well. So I would really recommend this if you want a good drama with a little bit of quirkiness with a great lead with Billy Bob Thornton. So Goliath, I would strongly recommend people go out and watch that.
Very good, mate. Thank you very much. Now, you've been obviously delving into the gaming aspects as well. So I'm interested in this first one. I've actually got it open on my screen right now because I was so interested. And yeah, it's quite interesting. Tell us about it.
So my first one is Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance.
Yes.
Okay. So Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, sorry, this is what I've just watched. Just to let people know, this is a video game we're talking about, an actual PC, a video game, not the actual Dungeons and Dragons game as normal. Just to make sure people understand that.
It looks great. It looks fun. It's apart from that, I didn't know that was in there.
I just checked it and I saw that. And I thought, oh, thank goodness for that.
So Dungeons and Dragons is obviously a very famous. Would you say it's a board game or
tabletop?
A tabletop game when you can choose to be characters and go on journeys and fight monsters and things like
Patrick,
that.
I'm just going to let you know right now. Obviously, we got my other half here, Ellen, who is a massive D&D wizard at this, and also her brother Mo is out there. Hello, Mo, and also another D&D wizard. So be very careful. If you get anything wrong, you are literally in the wrong place to get things wrong. So be very careful.
I'm going to be very broad. This game is full of fantasy, fun, action, plot, story, and adventure. So if you just want to switch your brain off and play a game that's just absolutely out there, full of trolls, giants, dragons, anything you can think of that's fantastical, then I would strongly recommend this one for you. As well as actually playing Dungeons and Dragons itself, because I think it's had a bit of a resurgence. I know I say this because it features a lot of episodes of Community, and that's really actually quite funny, and the way they integrate it into different stories. And I know it's a big thing in the Rick and Morty comics as well. So Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance.
I'm getting looked through the glass by both Els and Mo right now. I'm not sure if that's a good
Did
look
I do a good job?
I think you're safe. I think you're safe.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm safe or not. Please move on. Quick. What have you got next?
This next one, I've always wanted to play it, and I did manage to play it eventually, and it's Sniper Elite. I think we have Sniper Elite 4, which is the latest one, but I picked Sniper Elite because I think it offers something a bit different from your regular, COD or Battlefield or Medal of Honor. And it's got that, I'm sure you can understand what I'm going to say, Pudge. It's got that sort of Mortal Kombat-esque part in it where when there's an injury, you can actually see what happens.
Yes.
In Sniper Elite, it actually shows you, when you shoot the bullet, and it hits the person, you can see whether it shatters the bones and things like that. And I think that's a really unique feature to sell a game. And the plots are usually pretty good, and the graphics are great. And I think it's just it offers you something a little bit different compared to, your usuals that I just said. This is, you're a one-man army essentially, and snipers are very interesting members of the military. And I think, going on solo missions, there's that level of intensity as a sniper that you don't get from games like COD, Call of Duty, or anything like that. And I think that offers that more intensity, like you're on your own, and you could be behind enemy lines, or how would you deal in situations if you're outnumbered. And I think Sniper Elite has been going for quite a while, and I really do enjoy the whole concept and the process of what this game is. And I think, Hollywood, but, brace yourself that I think this could be a possible thing to do as a franchise. Whether or not films, I'm not sure. I certainly think you could do something in television, perhaps. But yeah, I would strongly recommend Sniper Elite if you want something different that's kind of military-esque shooter. I think it's a third-person shooter, obviously, because you can see the person.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for something different that's well established, but not many people are aware of it as a franchise per se, I would strongly recommend this for something a little bit different with a little bit of action, a bit more intensity towards it.
Well, brilliant stuff, Patrick. Well, brilliant recommendations as always. Thank you very much. I believe you now have to get your car, plane, Chinook, kayak back over here now. So I'm going to give you 2 songs. Do you think you can get back in time?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Off you go. Go get your Chinook quick. It's waiting for you outside. Go. A big thank you there to Pat for those recommendations. As always, if you've got any questions for Pat, or if you'd like to recommend a film, a TV program, or even a game, we'd love to hear from you.